Good morning. How are you this morning? Welcome to those of you who are joining me live. And if you're joining me on replay, welcome, welcome. Make sure you type replay in the comments below so that I know that you're here. My name is Tiffany Huckelman. I'm the founder of Lone Orange, and my team and I help solopreneurs attract and keep their right clients by living their authentic brand. And we want to help solopreneurs be successful in their brand, be successful in their business, and be successful in having an impact on the world that they're meant to have. Today, we're talking about perceived value. And this is something that we don't often think about because we are creating our business. We're doing the work that we love to do, we're doing it powerfully, we're serving strongly, and we just want people to come to us. It's kind of the you build it, they will come idea. You want people to come to you. But have you thought about how other people perceive you? How people perceive your marketing, your message, your branding, your customer experience. How is that perceived by your prospects and clients? So think about Christopher Columbus. If you lived back in the time of Christopher Columbus, and this is not historically accurate, just an analogy. So, but if you were around the time of Christopher Columbus, who was sailing around the world because he believed that the world was not flat. Well, if at that time you were on a boat and you sailed out into the water where you couldn't see any land around, all you could see was water, what would your perception of the world be? That the world was flat. Because that's what you see. That's the data you can collect from your observation. All you see is flat land. It's a little bit curved, but it's flat. So you're going to assume that the world is flat. That's going to be your perception of the world, right? Well, Christopher Columbus had a different idea, and so he sailed around the world, and he was determined, as were other people, to prove that the world was not flat. So let's bring that analogy into your business. When people see your brand identity, when people see your marketing material, when people hear your message, when people see your videos, when people interact with you in any case, they develop perceptions based on the data they're collecting. And so they're going to create in their own mind a perception of what your business is. And that, my friends, becomes their reality. So the question for us as business owners is to step back and say, is their perception the reality that we want them to know? Because here's the great thing is that we get the opportunity to mold this perception. And the act of branding and the work that we do in branding is about molding this perception. In fact, Ashley Friedlin, I don't know if I'm saying that right, who's a CEO in London, shared this is his quote: "Brand is a sum of how someone perceives a particular organization." So that is your perceived value. That is your brand. That is how you come across the world. Branding is about shaping that perception. That's powerful. So are we thinking about the perception that we're shaping? Do we exude confidence or do we exude confusion? Do we inspire trust or do we inspire skepticism? So there's a few areas that we need to be thinking about that can either mold the perception that we want people to have or that can devalue that perception and devalue our company in the eyes of our target audience. First thing would be appearance. What's your visual identity? How do you look? Now, there's a lot of controversy around, not controversy, but a lot of discussion around a lot of belief around what your visual identity needs to be. And when you're starting out, you don't have a big budget to go pay a graphic designer to build lots of things and create lots of things and print lots of things. I get that. but your visual identity communicates faster than anything you could possibly say. So making sure that that aligns at least with the quality of the work that you provide, of the transformation that you provide, is going to be key for you. So making sure that your identity communicates what you want it to communicate, your visual identity. Is it clean? Does it say something about you? Are the colors and the style and the imagery, does it speak about you as opposed to undermining that? Is the craftsmanship, is the quality of work, does that speak of the level of quality of the service that you provide? So that's the first one, appearance. The second one is your communication and your messaging. Is your message, is your communication to the marketplace, and I will say visually as well as verbally, does that resonate with people? Does that help people know better who you are? And is that perception what you want it to be? So the third one is your client experience. What are people experiencing of you, and does that match what you want it to be? The experience can get complicated because there's all levels of experience. But by you thinking about what you want to communicate and what you want people to perceive your brand as will help you make sure that that experience is what you want it to be. And the third one is pricing, because pricing sends a message about your value. So pricing is all about, or will tell people what to expect from you. Are they going to expect something cheap, or are they going to expect something of quality? And I know that's a tricky thing because we just want people to pay us, but we have to make sure that our price reflects the quality of work that we provide. Now, all of this is hard to do, especially when we're sitting in our home office working on this ourselves. It's absolutely hard to do. So I would highly recommend that you go to other people. Find trusted advisors, find mentors or coaches, find a mastermind, find people who will give you a candid and honest and thoughtful feedback about you, about their perception of your brand. Talk to past clients or current clients. Why did they choose your brand? What did they find about you? How do they experience you? And then you can look at that. Does that match who you want to be? Again, this is your chance to mold your brand perception. So now you know. You got to be thinking about how people perceive you and what you want it to be. So doing that work, digging in and doing the branding work and thinking about what you want that perception to be is what the Scale Your Brand method is all about. It's figuring out that brand perception. And I would like, if you're wondering about this whole brand perception thing and you want to learn more, if you want to talk about it, schedule a call with me. In the comments, I'll put a link where you can schedule just a free 30-minute consultation call. We'll just chat about your business, where you're at, and see if there is something that I can do to help you. Because I want to be able to help you bring your brand in to make sure that that perception, that reality are matched. So I hope that helps, friends. I'd love to hear from you. Again, if you've got comments, I don't see any comments here, but I don't know if that's Facebook or me. So if you've got comments, if you've got questions, if you've got thoughts, go ahead and put those in the comments as well. I'd love to hear from you. And if you know anybody who could really benefit from this message, please share this video. I would so greatly appreciate that. So until next week, friends, have a wonderful, stellar week. Bye.